In Seattle, it's a very cold, brisk fall morning, so I thought I would show you how I decorate for fall and what you can do and some ideas of how you can decorate your home to be a little more festive. You can do simple things or you can do a lot of things, and that's what I love about fall because there's so many options. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you what I've done so far. So on my front porch, I have some hay. These are my planters right here that I normally have to the left and right of my door, and then I also have a wreath. And the small bales of hay I got at Michael's this year, and then a lot of the pumpkins are real. A few of them are fake, but that's what I like, incorporating some real and fake. What I love about fall is you don't have to have decor that you store each year, which I don't have a lot of storage at our house. So it's great to be able to have decor that you just get fresh each year and you don't have to worry about it. That's a mum plant. I usually have a couple. I haven't found one. I have a basket. I was gonna put a basket that matches this basket over here with the little pumpkins to put it in to hide the base. That mum plant I got at Costco, and it was a little too big for my basket, but I am looking for a little one maybe to put over by the 3 bales of hay over here. The wreath I do save each year and I store it. I switch it out with different wreaths throughout the year. For Christmas time, I'll bring an actual real wreath that smells so good. This broom I got at Trader Joe's this year, and it's infused with cinnamon oil, so it smells really great as you walk through the door. So as you're thinking about what you're doing for fall, it's super easy just to throw some pumpkins. I've seen a lot of people, if you have stairs going up to your door, just cover the left and right of the stairs with different size pumpkins, different colors of pumpkins. You can incorporate the hay. A downside of the hay is if you live in a place where it's really windy, you do have a lot of debris. So if it is windy through your fall seasons, wherever you live, you might have to sweep a lot, or you might have a lot of mess. But where we live, we don't get a lot of wind at where our house is, so I'm able to protect it. And if there is a mess, I just sweep it up each week and throw it in the compost. I have in past years used corn stalks and decorated that just to have some height difference. I will show you some pictures of some of the inside decor that I have done for harvest and for the fall. All the decor I have right now is for October. I start in September, so mid-September to October is what this decor is. I'll then switch it up a little bit for Thanksgiving time, and then Christmas is a totally different front porch decor. But I love decorating for the seasons, and fall is definitely one of my favorites. So inside the home, I have some faux pumpkins on an entry table with some flameless candles and some faux flowers. I'm not able to keep real flowers alive here, so I just use fake ones. In our dining room, I have the flameless candles and some fake small pumpkins and a trestle just in the middle of the table for a centerpiece. In the living room, I have some glassy babies and some potpourri. The potpourri just helps bring in the festive flavor with the smell. And then on the mantle in that same room, I have a little bit of touch of color on the mantle. And here's a bigger picture so you can see the full mantle and how it's not too busy and just a touch of fall. In the bathroom, we have some plums. They're just faux plums that I use, and then I also use those cinnamon whisks in the bathroom to add a great smell. I think what makes decorating for the season, not only just for your eyes and being able to see something that's aesthetically pleasing, but also for smell. So I love having things that smell like the season, whether if I'm diffusing something. I love essential oils. Sometimes I will diffuse cinnamon or nutmeg, or even just a mix, a blend of different holiday or seasonal scents in my home, so then when you walk in my home, it smells like the season. I also like having things like the broom on the front porch that's infused with cinnamon, so when you walk in, you smell it. Trader Joe's also this year, we're making smaller whisks, so I have a couple in the bathroom, so also it smells like cinnamon throughout the house. But you can change it up, you can do whatever you want. A lot of people like having fresh outdoor scents or citrus, or I think depending on the season, it's a really great way to change just the seasonal feel in your home by smell, not only by the aesthetic design or decor that you have in your home. Another thing I thought of when I was taking pictures in the house, a lot of my decor actually is at kid level. I don't have too many things up high. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that if you are asking, especially like the glassy babies I have on our coffee table with some decor on the platter around it, I have had some friends say, why do you have things that are maybe worth value? Like the glassy babies aren't inexpensive to have in an area where kids could touch and play with them. I have things in their grasp that they can't play with. It's definitely a lot easier if you just move everything to be high, especially at the age where they're crawling or climbing and they just want to put things in their mouth right away. If you have multiple kids, I'd advise you not to have things or in an area where they can easily put things in their mouth, because you can't physically watch a kid if you have multiple kids 24/7, constantly for every second. My older boys, ever since they were little, I've just been very strict with, there might be something that you can see and could touch that's not allowed to be touched. And I really just thought it was important as a parent that there's going to be things in the world, in shops, whether we're grocery shopping or maybe I have to go to a store with them, that they might see and want to touch and it's not appropriate for them to touch. So I thought that that was a really good thing to teach in our home. If we have a home that everything in every space in the house is kid-proof and safe for them, they're not learning some aspects of things that they might run into in the real world. So I just have a couple rooms, not every room. Their playroom is a safe zone. Their bedrooms are safe zones, but there are rooms in our house that they go to and they're allowed to be in, but that also have things like decor that isn't appropriate for them to play with or isn't appropriate for them to touch. So I just taught that at a young age. You may disagree, you may think that that's way too hard or that's not possible for my kid, and that is totally a choice. I just wanted to share that that's why I have some decor on coffee tables that maybe kids would play with, but I've just taught them that that's just to look at and not to touch. So I hope that helps you, and just know that if that is something you want to teach your kids, it is possible. I have a 5.5-year-old, a 2.5-year-old, and an 11-month-old, and all three of them kind of leave it alone because they get either a stern talking to. The older boys know if they're touching it, there's consequences that come, and they just know that the consequence isn't what they want. And it really only took maybe 1 or 2 times for them trying and receiving the consequence to then stop and realize, I don't want that consequence anymore. So I'm gonna stop doing the action that keeps causing the consequence. It is giving them the freedom, but then also giving them responsibility that you are a human being that can learn that there are things that you can't touch all the time. So I just wanted to share that with you, but I hope it encourages you that you don't have to have your entire house kid-proof. It just means you might have to be a little more active as a parent if they are in that room. We do have slider doors that if I'm cooking or doing dishes and having to multitask when parenting, I can close the doors and then they're not able to get to the rooms that have breakable items or things that I don't want them touching at their eye level. And then I'm able to multitask and not really worry about where they go. So just know there are things, baby gates and things like that you can put up to keep those rooms safe when you aren't able to be actively watching them. But then there is so much value when you have the opportunity to actively watch them and teach them things that you can then carry on out into the world or out into your everyday life. So that's just a little tip for you. I'll do another one when the seasons change again or when I change up the decor. But I hope it just gives you some inspiration of what you might be able to do. You don't have to go as big as what I did. I do have a pretty large front porch. Even if you just have an apartment or a condo, you can do little things. Whether you grab the mini pumpkins and put a little stack or a little pile with a doormat outside your front door, even in an apartment, I think that's really cute. I choose to use a lot of decor that is compostable or reusable and doesn't take storage. Those are my tips for the harvest and the fall season, and I will probably add to it, and I can add more pictures on the website on teamgrayson.com of what I end up doing. If you want to see more about decor, decorating your home, parties, whatever it is, make sure you hit the subscribe button in the top corner and also hit the notification button below so you can be updated on when we post next.